Hello guys, welcome to 24th episode of Lumion 10 tutorial. In this episode, we want to talk about effects that we have in animation. The first effect that we have here is, as we've talked before, mass movement. And it's usually used for our pedestrians and our cars. And when you hold control, you can add to this movement. And you can play, and your pedestrian is walking in that direction. If changing direction, the pedestrian will walk the opposite direction. And at the same time, we can create something for our cars in this environment. Hold control so the car is turning. Let's increase the length of it. Click on the corners and add some smoothness to it, so the car is turning smoothly. Play it like that, and you can increase or decrease the speed of the car. Let's change it a bit so the turn is more smoothly and better. Same thing for every corner, and like that, it will move. Now let's press OK, and in the animation that we have here, as you can see, we have the movement. And pay attention to the distance that you are setting for your pedestrian, because if it's short, the pedestrian will be resetted in half of the animation, and it will look a little unnatural. And the parts that you have for the car, if you place the car a little back, because we have the area until back there. So let's move the car and place it here, so we have a better area inside our scene. Let's remove this person as well, and now as we play it, it will look like this. Next thing that we have in animation is move, which is used for moving objects. For example, anything, even the lights that you have inside your environment. And you can move them from a keyframe to another. For example, we have a car here, and first we determine this is here, and in the next part we will move forward. So the starting position will be here, and the end position will be here. So very easy, we just create a movement for one single object. And we could use this for door and window. Yeah, and you can see the car that is moving inside this shot. And there's another thing that we have in advanced movement. And this one can move stuff more professionally. Well, we have these as locked. For example, when we click on them and we lock the placement of them, you cannot move those areas inside your shot. For example, let's place this object, which maybe shouldn't be moved, but let's do it as an example. Use advanced movement. So we said that at the beginning of the image will be here, and then it moves upward, and at the same time as it moves upward, it should be rotated. And now, as you can see, the object is moving upwards and it's rotating. But let's talk about where we should move this. For example, inside your building, you have an elevator. And with that, you can move the elevator inside the building. And imagine if you have some moving canopy on the building's facade, or a window and a door that they will be open. And inside our project, we should always do one part like that, which is outside of our training, but in the projects that we will do until the next year, I will upload them as well, so you use them as a reference in your projects. And then we'll talk about most of these objects and how to use them and get an idea from them. For example, we have two fence here, and as we move towards the building, we want one of these fences to be open as a door. From here we move towards the building and we cross this part, and I want to, when I get to that fence, for it to be open for me. So very easy, we use advanced move, we select edit, we choose the first placement of this object, which is obviously here, and then we want it to be rotated like that, but for it to be placed at the previous placement. So we need to move forward to select the second keyframe, and then like that for it to be turned. And the placement of the rotation needs to be here. Maybe it will not happen correctly, but and as you can see, it will happen a little weird. But when you use 3D Max or AutoCAD, the difference is that you can place the select point at the edge of your object, and you can create a very good animation with that. So like that, you can move any object that you have inside your design. And now let's change the movement of the object. So we click on the same thing and we remove any keyframe, create keyframe at the beginning, and as we move towards this one, make it to move upwards. Like that. And as you can see, you can use this in your edits for your garage, your entrance door, your window, or something like airplane, because I need movement motion. You can use this for those type of thing and create a movement inside your design. Let's go back and check other options. And you can see the next option, which is called the Skydrop, which is very interesting. Let me talk about it here, and maybe in the next project we can talk about it in more detail. In the Skydrop, you can choose every single detail inside your environment. So let me be more clear. First, let me find it. These are light. Let me hold Control and select all of them. Just do it randomly. And when you press play, the objects are falling from the sky and they're placing on the ground. And you can change the duration of the time that they will happen. And as you can see, the objects are falling from the sky. So let's play and see how it will happen. And as you can see, they are dropping one by one inside our side plane. Maybe you can use this inside your interior design, and you have a shelf and the objects are falling from the shelf. Let me open a scene and do something like that in that environment. Let me open a scene from Lumion itself and let's create a very interesting movement inside that area. And inside your projects, for sure, Skydrop will be very useful. So we've entered an interior design from Lumion. Let's create a shot here, a little different from the ones that Lumion has already. Move forward slowly and make the duration 10 seconds. Let's use a Skydrop and let's select the objects one by one. And the objects will be placed inside our environment one by one. So let us select that first. Then this one, then this one, and this one. And each of this object one by one. Inside our library, like this. Maybe I missed something, but that's not very important. Usually those that do interior design, they like this type of thing very much. Let's press OK and now let's press play and set the duration for it to start. And they're entering inside our design. Let's see how it will happen. The speed of it is a little fast. Let's reduce it and increase the distance and the duration of them falling. And as you can see, the details are being placed very easily, just like that. I think the duration of it now is fine. And as we move forward, each item is being placed. Let's check the next one. So here we have animate light colors. So we choose night for this environment, and when we are in night, let's add some light inside this environment. So this part we've added some light. Here as well. These two are enough for now. And as you can see, our interior looks like this. So we can select these two lights and we can say for the light to change. So you can create a keyframe and you can set till here the color needs to be changed. For it to be purple. We can set a keyframe and change the color again. And as we move forward, we can create another keyframe and change the color again. And as we play, look how it will happen. The colors are changing inside the animation. And this could create something very interesting for your interior lighting. And you can use this for your facade as well. And we have time wrap here. Let's go to the original shot. So we have some figures here, or animals, fish or whatever, and these have movement. For example, a person is standing here and he's talking. So you will set that this part that you're doing this inside this animation, if you use time wrap, how the movement should be and when he should start moving. So we determine that this actor when he should move inside that design, and this will help you to create better animations. Even in this is still image, when you want to capture render inside this environment, you can use time wrap and get the best of this figure and use the best angle of this figure inside your render. I hope you enjoyed this episode and share your stuff online with me so we can correct them, and stay well.